It's fascinating to see the creators of Duke Nukem, Apogee Entertainment, actually dunking on Netflix with a meme saying that you receive the IP of a cult classic, and I receive a show where you have absolutely no understanding of why Duke Nukem worked in the first place. Now, the interesting thing is that I still have people online calling me a grifteur for not having faith in Netflix. As if the network is now a religion. Whenever it announces a new movie, you need to have faith that it's going to be good. And if possible, also invest your time and money into the show so that you can get disappointment. And the reality is that I can simply explain why I know it's not going to work. Number one, because I know Duke Nukem. Number two, because I know Netflix. First of all, managing a proper Duke Nukem in 2025 is impossible. Even if you didn't have any political correctness. Like, Duke Nukem, like many other franchises that came before, were a parody and a satire of that particular time period. It was making fun of the action movies of the 80s. It was a walking parody of Reagan-era American excess. You need people that live in that culture to get it. No Zoomer is going to get it. It's kind of like trying to make a parody of Nyan Cat and Rafflecopter in 2025. Like, most people are just not going to get it. Even the people that have lived during the era of Rage Comics and they know what you're talking about, they have since been removed from that culture. The best example would be Razor Fist. Like, Razor Fist recently, came up defending Melody Mac, wanted to sanitize and bring Jesus Christ into video gaming or whatever the fuck. But I remember him making a presentation of Duke Nukem where you have Capture the Babe instead of Capture the Flag. And the game actually has like this big fat ass of a woman that's on your shoulder, and you have to capture her, and if she starts complaining, you spank her ass. Like, that's Duke Nukem. And I'm pretty sure, like, Razor Fist would be horrified today. He would be like, oh my goodness, what would Jesus say about this? In other words, like, even the original fans, even the people that liked the stuff at the time, may have changed their preferences to the point where if you made an actual Duke Nukem today, not only would the HR ladies freak out, but also some of the original fans would freak out. A lot of people have amnesia. I don't know why. Like they view the entertainment of the 80s as if they have the power to destabilize society. As if America now, if they want to destroy Iran, they just need to send some Duke Nukem video games and some Mass Effects. Give it 5 years and Iran becomes a dystopia. So that's like the number one thing. Like, the culture has changed. People just wouldn't get it. But, let's assume that you would modernize Duke Nukem. You'd make him into a walking Andrew Tate on steroids. And you would actually go with it that is the joke, right? And you somehow manage to convince the HR ladies. You somehow manage to get the platforms to publish it. You somehow manage the British government not to ban it. Because you also need to take into account, like, a lot of countries, they just flat out refuse anything that they consider hate speech. And hate speech can include jokes. It can include parody. It can include satire now. So if you have, like, a movie with a misogynist where you're not actively, like, saying that it's a bad thing, people will say, oh, so this is your role model. We can't let kids see this. The reality is that Duke Nukem was obviously not supposed to be a role model. He is a caricature dialed to 11. He is hyper-masculine. He is sexist in a way that's satirical, but it's still jarring. And more importantly, modern Netflix doesn't know how to do satire without winking. Like, I'm willing to bet if they actually do make this Duke Nukem film, and if they actually manage to maintain Duke Nukem in its hyper-masculine sexist essence, they will have Duke Nukem say something that's absurd, like maybe grope a woman's ass or some shit, and immediately a character, probably like a black soy boy or some social justice activist, will say, wow, Duke, that's problematic. Like, that's the only way they can sneak it through, right? Is by having, like, the satire with winking. And then maybe Duke will say, hey, yeah, that's kind of the point, sweetheart, and have, like, a laugh track. Like, I noticed how Mortal Kombat did Johnny Cage. And that's exactly why I know they can't do Duke Nukem. in 2025. No studio can. Like, for those of you who have played the recent Mortal Kombat, like, you know Johnny Cage is a womanizer. He's a misogynistic pig. But at the end of the day, his heart is in the right place. And this type of character just doesn't exist in the Western media. Like, someone that can make jokes and can comment on a woman's tits, but at the same time be a hero. Like, he actually wants to save people. He would put himself in danger to protect that woman. The way they did him dirty is they had this time travel event where Johnny from the past meets Johnny from the future, and Johnny from the future gets to lecture Johnny from the past about sexism and misogyny and even beats him up over it. That's the only way that they can make sexist satire. By having a character that's a misogynist, by making jokes, by commenting on women's appearance, and then having like the social justice NPC drag him by the ear and bringing him in a closet where he gives him a lecture and even beats him up if he doesn't get it. And so, no, I don't think like they are going to do a good Nukem, right? They would definitely turn it into a safe, formulaic action comedy. Maybe like Duke Nukem is a washed-up has-been, like we saw Thor in the Avengers. Like, now he's drinking beer, he's got a beer belly. Probably has a young, diverse crew that drags him out of retirement. Like, the diversity squad comes in, and they're the moral anchors for the show. Like, they're the ones that the viewers should find morality in. Of course, they will do meta jokes about his behavior, like we saw in the latest Matrix, where they would talk about his games and how horrible they were. So basically what they would do is probably go for emotional closure, definitely not character development. So that's not Duke Nukem, that would be Netflix's Duke Nukem, The Last Boomcock. And so, this is why people don't have faith. Now, again, maybe I'm wrong. You know, apparently the creator, which is the same person that did Marvel vs. Capcom, is saying that he's not going to let anyone tell him how to do Duke Nukem, is giving middle fingers to everyone because a corporation can't make Duke Nukem, so he needs creative freedom. I have been disappointed way too many times to have any more faith in the Netflix religion anymore. So, I'll believe it if I see a good trailer. But until then, if I was a betting man, I would definitely bet that everything I said in this video is going to come to pass. I don't think that they can do it. And again, it's not that you can't find a person that would be able to do it. It's that there's too many roadblocks. You have the HR, the people working in these companies. You have actual government legislation now that would crack down on entertainment, especially if they deem it to be sexist, bigoted. You know, like the correct way to go around this would be to just bite the bullet and say, okay, well, we're not going to show the movie in those countries. Like, if the UK doesn't like it, we're not going to show it in the UK. If, because take into account, like, the UK is considering James Bond to be sexist. Like, there's or the Star Wars kiss scene is sexist, or the Disney, kiss for Snow White is problematic, right? Like, this is the level we're at, and you want to bring Duke Nukem into that? Good luck. Good luck. I don't think you will. The only way to do it is if they actually ignore the censors, and they say, okay, well, if Britain doesn't want the rights to the movie, they don't get it, and you don't display it in Britain. But then the problem is that you got unions, like SAG-AFTRA and the Writers Guild and other things. It's like, oh, if you publish this, we are not going to work with you on other projects. So this is why it's so complicated. An indie film, absolutely. If you make an indie film with Duke Nukem, it would not only sell, it would be a masterpiece, and a lot of people are going to watch it, and it's going to make a lot of money. But a corporation like Netflix that has mental asylum hired inside the company, and they also have to deal with unions and governments and shit, yeah, I don't think they can. It's kind of like Kanye West's new album, you know? Like, people want to watch it, it's extremely popular, but good luck displaying it. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you on my live stream. Take care.